Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise is a crossover of sorts. Sega's Yakuza team, responsible for the beautiful, amazing Yakuza series, takes their game engine and applies it to cult classic anime Fist of the North Star. Taking Uncle Kaz's place is Kenshiro, a martial arts expert living in a Mad Max wasteland. After a couple of hours of fighting and a brief refresh of Ken's backstory, he finds himself in Eden, a post-apocalyptic city that still has all the creature comforts of Kamurocho, complete with hostess clubs and a cocktail bar. Yakuza's battle system returns here, but with a few major tweaks. Grabs and throws are limited, and there's no more picking up items to bash people's heads in. After all, Ken has the ability to make folks' heads explode with one touch, so he doesn't really need the help of any traffic cones or bikes lying around. Not that there are many bikes in the apocalypse. Heat, Yakuza's signature mechanic that lets Kaz unleash brutal special moves on unsuspecting punks, has changed slightly too. Every goon you fight has a wee skull icon next to their health bar. Throw enough punches their way and the skull icon will fill up. When it's full, that's your cue to hit the circle button and stun them with Ken's martial arts prowess. Press circle again and, well, things get pretty gruesome. Depending on how much you pummel them before you unleash a gruesome Hokuto secret technique, you'll get a variety of different finishers. Every one of them is super violent, and depending on your patience for puerile humour, they might get old very fast. Or, if you're like me, you'll still go out of your way to get into a fight just so you can make folks' heads explode again and again. Adding to the beautiful display is Ken's trademark voiceover, announcing every move in booming theatrical style. Pro tip, change the voices to Japanese before you play. Kazuma's voice artist returns to voice Kenshiro, and let me tell you, it's a treat. On top of all that, once you fill the North Star gauge, you can press R2 to unleash Burst Mode, where Ken's shirt rips off and you can do all sorts of devastating combos and air moves. After all this time watching Yakuza characters rip off their shirts in cutscenes, it's nice to have a button to do it on command. Outside of the fighting, it's pretty easy to get bored of Fist of the North Star in the early stages. There's not a huge amount going on for a while, and the plot seems non-existent at first. Bear with it though, because after a few seemingly disconnected chapters of random happenings, the plot begins to focus in Yakuza's classic melodramatic style. I won't spoil anything, but I've never watched the original anime series, and even I started to really care about what happened to these characters. One flashback scene after about half a dozen hours of play is the catalyst for things to start coming together. I'll say no more. After a few hours of drip feeding features to you, the game finally opens up too, revealing itself to be a massive playground. Yakuza games have always been rich and full of stuff to do, but Fist of the North Star feels truly massive. For one, you get to ride about in a bashed up old jeep, scouring the wasteland whenever you want. It even has a tape deck in it with collectible songs, although why you want to listen to anything apart from the Super Monkey Ball theme is beyond me. As always, there's a grand selection of stupid minigames to choose from, and not all of them are ripped from the Yakuza series. You can use your martial arts and rhythm action skills to help ailing patients at the doctor's office. You can mix cocktails for post-apocalyptic customers. You can even play the original Fist of the North Star game in your hideout, although I don't have any footage of that because I haven't found it in the wasteland yet. Every so often, beating up a goon will result in a timed treasure map appearing, and it's worth doing them when you can because some of the coolest rewards can be found this way. Basically, you just get in your car and chase after beams of light on the horizon. The wasteland map is massive, and you're going to spend a lot of time driving around. At first it all seems a bit naff and thrown together, but there's an arcadey charm to the handling. Basically, once you get the hang of drifting, then you'll relish the moments you have in your car. And the arcade races you can enter will help you get the kit needed to upgrade it and take it further afield. There is a major problem with Fist of the North Star. Well, it might be a problem, it depends very much on your taste. You see, this year saw the release of Yakuza 6, which is the best, boldest, slickest and most modern example of a Yakuza game yet. Fist of the North Star feels like a PS2 game in comparison, and it wears that proudly on its sleeve. Where Yakuza 6 was seamless, Fist of the North Star has more seams than your mum's living room curtains. Where Yakuza 6 voiced every line of dialogue to give the whole game a cohesive presentation, Fist of the North Star has a very clear dividing line between gameplay, dialogue scene and full-on animated cutscene. But for me, that's not a problem. I love and miss the PS2 era. It was a time when games felt experimental and willing to throw as many ideas at the wall just to see what stuck. Fist of the North Star feels like that kind of game, plus it moves like butter. It's been a while since the Yakuza game was full on 60 frames per second smoothness. If you love the Fist of the North Star anime, if you love the Yakuza games, if you miss the PS2 days, and if you remember when Channel 4 used to show super violent schlocky anime films in the middle of the night, you owe it to yourself to give Kenshiro's latest adventure a shot.